Okay, it's July 22nd, about 9:20 a.m. Eastern Time, so just before market opens. We're going to do our update on uranium here, and as always, we'll use CCJ as our proxy. Take a look in the description. You'll see the previous uranium video. You'll also see the sort of latest broader market update because, as usual, the broader market is going to have a big impact on the uranium sector, which is just going to be sort of a more volatile component. So let's dive in here. CCJ, we'll start with the daily chart. So it appears that the market is about to open. This is a Friday. So it appears that we were about to open on day 15, right? And so we did get a swing high on Wednesday. That was July, or like Wednesday became a swing high, I should say, because yesterday we made a low below that low. So today we'll see. Well, it looks like we're actually looking to potentially actually now make a swing low, which would be a nice, pretty sort of bearish to bullish reversal. But more importantly, within the context of the weekly cycle, it's week 10. And if you remember, we had a short weekly cycle before at week 15. It was a pretty drastic drop. And then we had an early top for this weekly cycle, right? So week 4, right? And so we had that really bearish looking candle. Then we had the massive follow through that next week. So this created a weekly swing high. Same way I just talked about the daily swing high that we have on the board right now. This is your weekly swing high that we have on the board, which we've been underneath for this while. And so this is the candle that marks the high, and the low of this candle is 24.55, which we've been kind of inching our way towards this week. We've pulled back quite a bit. You can see from this upper wick. Again, that was a swing high, but that's the level that you could expect that we might even test before rolling over further. So we've really just been consolidating these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks inside the range of this big down week. And so now it's a question of, can we break out of that range? I suspect maybe even poke our heads up, and then we get that final flush lower. Now, obviously, it's also possible we'll poke our head up, and then it's a successful test that we'll be able to see in real time from the price action. And what you want to be most aware of is where we are in the sort of longer term cycle. As I've said before, very likely that we've had our 3-year cycle peak on month 25. That was April, which is actually better than many asset classes, because many asset classes actually had their peak much earlier, like the NASDAQ peaked in November, for instance. S&P peaked in January. And so we may be descending into a 3-year cycle low, right, which wouldn't come until like March of next year, possibly. So you want to be watching this monthly chart. I mean, it would take we'd need to get above $28.28 to make a new monthly high, like that, on account of this huge monthly candle. So I suspect we're going to stay within this range. So like this monthly candle has a high at that 28.28 and a low at $20, call it. So, I mean, that's a ginormous range of $8 for a $28 stock. But like you could see us bouncing around in this kind of range until we get a flush below that $20 level, or we're able to break above 28 and then resume the uptrend. Again, I suspect we may be in a slog for a while though, which actually potentially gives people time to accumulate, I think is the way to look at it. But maybe don't expect a rocket ship up. And if you look at just a smattering of other uranium equities, these are monthly charts. You can see they're all pretty much green, which is the picture for the S&P as well. That's, again, the uranium sector reflecting the broader market. And so, but they all have the same look, right? We may have had that longer term cycle top. And so that's what we're watching for, to see, do we make new monthly highs? Obviously, this monthly candle closes next week. We've got like 5 more trading days of next week to go through. But that's what we're going to be watching for.